Hi everybody, Josh McLean here with David Walters Yachts. I'm here, it's a beautiful day in Seabrook, Texas. Blue skies, fair weather, a perfect sailing day. And behind me here, I've got one of the best yachts that Hylas has ever built. This is the 2020 Hylas 49 Tiny Dancer. This is the very last of the Hylas 49s ever built by the renowned yard. And this is hands down one of the best boats I've ever had the chance to represent. She's hull number 68 in absolutely Bristol condition. There is not a blemish on this boat. I've just spent the entire day going through the boat stem to stern with the owner, and he's one of the most fastidious and knowledgeable individuals I've ever worked with. You are absolutely going to love this boat. Come join me for a tour. We'll start up on deck and then we'll take a look down below. Tiny Dancer is hull number 68 of the Hylas 49 series, which was first introduced in 1992. This is a Sparkman Stevens design, solid hull construction, balsa core lamination on the deck. Tiny Dancer here has the linen colored non-skid, and if you take a look at the way that Hylas does their non-skid, it is absolutely fantastic. It's durable, it's comfortable on the feet, it does not absorb the heat. I have seen non-skid done from every manufacturer out there, and no one does it like Hylas Yachts. The hull of Tiny Dancer is absolutely perfect. The white gel coat still has lots of luster to it. The boot and cove stripe here, excellent condition. You can see the varnish, perfect. As we walk forward, you can see one of the hallmark features of the Hylas 49 that make it absolutely recognizable across any anchorage, and that's this beautiful shear line right here. Of any modern yacht, none has such a shear line as the Hylas 49. Even the bow profile is instantly recognizable. Hylas is also very well known for their stainless steel work, which we can see up here beneath that ultra anchor. Is the bow striker plates, and then the substantial protection up here on the bow, which we'll see when we get on deck. There are large mooring cleats here with fair leads leading through the teak cap rails. These stanchions here are 32 inches high, and you can see just how thick these lifelines are. When you're at sea on a Hylas 49, you feel absolutely safe and secure. We're going to step up here on deck. There is a boarding gate on both port and starboard, and there is a ladder that can actually install, and that can be flipped from side to side, depending on which side you're tying up to. So as we look up here forward, up to the foredeck, you'll see these beautiful stainless steel trimmed manship hatches with the smoked Lexan lenses. There is not a bit of crazing or a speck of rust anywhere on these hatches. Beautiful teak grab rails, the full length of the foredeck here. All the rigging is very neatly led straight back to the cockpit, so everything can be done from the helm. You have dorades up here on the foredeck with rails and halyard bales on top. All the running rigging is absolutely perfect. A lot of it has been replaced just in the past couple of months. There's a Maxwell vertical windlass here with stainless steel leader here on the primary chain. One of the big improvements the owner of the boat has just made quite recently was the addition of this Furlex 404 electric furling for the Genoa. That is push-button sailing at its finest. Here we have the chain locker. And again, you can see this boat is just perfect. There's a freshwater washdown pump here up at the bow. Segmented chain locker. Now there are additional anchors that do come with the boat. They are currently in a storage unit along with boxes upon boxes of spare parts and other equipment. sails are in excellent condition. This boat has been so lightly used since new. I would argue to say this boat is in better condition now than the day it arrived from the factory. She has a Selden extruded aluminum rig, as well as a spinnaker pole here. One of the unique features is the Schaefer furling system here for the boom. This allows you to have a lot more control over the sail shape while still giving you the benefit of the mainsail furling system. Every piece of equipment on this boat is in perfect condition. All the winches, and we'll see more of them in the cockpit here in a moment, are Antel. Another big improvement that the owner has just added to the boat, I mean just in the past couple of weeks, is this brand new cockpit enclosure. Beautiful flag blue umbrella with black stitching. And the best feature here is this strata glass Dodger. It is as clear as a pane of glass. It's a polycarbonate material, far easier to see through than traditional isinglass, which is what this material up here on the connector piece is made of. And there is a full set of drop-down curtains here that zip into place to fully enclose the helm. The cockpit cushions, the varnish, everything is immaculate. We'll step into the cockpit here in a minute. Back here we have a Winslow 6-man life raft that's all in service. Magma grill, life sling. And then my favorite spot on the boat is this aft deck. There's lots of room back here. You can set up some tables or some patio chairs while at anchor. It's just a great social spot on the boat. One of the newer additions here is this this arch back here. The owner did also just install these JL audio speakers. And then you have walk-through access here to the swim platform with the teak steps. The sugar scoop on the Hylas 49 is very gentle. It's only 3 teak steps down here. And then you've got great access here down to the water with this fold-down stainless steel ladder. Excellent storage back here in the lazarette. This is a perfect place for fenders. A lot of owners will put their tender fuel down here, oil cans, anything that they kind of want to keep separate from more of the living quarters of the boat. This is where all your fuel lines and water lines vent. You have stainless steel grab rails leading up the transom. And again, this is a lazarette. It is absolutely spotless. There's a transom shower back here, hot and cold. Here we have opening portholes back to the master stateroom. We'll see down below. Bailey latches to secure everything down, lock in place. And then you'll see here along the transom, this stainless steel striker plate. That's going to protect the transom here from rough landings with the tender. And I'm telling you, there is not an imperfection in this gel coat. All the cabins have great ventilation. You've got door-aid vents here as well for the master cabin. All the hatches are high-quality manship. Tons of storage back here in the lazarettes. There's those teak steps I'd mentioned for the boarding gates. And you can see, again, just how clean this boat is. We're going to move forward here and come into the cockpit. And before we do, I want to point out these stainless steel grab rails here that the original owner actually had custom designed by Hylas. And the stainless here for this cockpit bimini is actually quite a bit thicker than the standard construction. It's extremely robust. We have a teak step here leading into the cockpit. Makes the entry very nice and easy. Beautiful teak folding table here. It's all been revarnished. I mean, the varnish on this boat is just perfect. Coming around to the helm, we can see we've got these big scupper drains here in the cockpit, as well as a manual bilge pump. Great visibility from the helm. Again, you can see straight through that strata glass. It looks just like a pane of glass. At the helm station here, we've got a Raymarine chart plotter. It's all touchscreen, but you do have the control pad here. And we have autopilot controls as well. Every sailing yacht needs a binnacle. And bow thruster controls. And again, I had mentioned the furling Genoa. Well, these are the control buttons for that system. It's all push button. You also have a puck here to control the Fusion stereo, which we'll talk a little bit more about when we get down below. Now the Hylas 49 has a Mamba steering system. It is a solid linkage that goes straight from the pedestal here to the rudder. It's a transmission torque tube drive system. Eliminates a lot of the pressure off the steering components, so that you're not having a lot of the issues that traditional cable steering can encounter in heavy seas. But you still have the fingertip feeling at the helm. Your primary winches are electric. These are W60 electric primaries. And you have your secondary winches here. Raymarine displays across the companionway for wind speed and depth. And you also have these nice little cockpit cubbies too. Now these are great for small winch handles, sailing gloves. Good access to the main sheet winch. A couple more cubbies. And traveler controls right here. Let's take a look below decks on Tiny Dancer here. The Hylas 49 is a 3-cabin, 2-head layout. Tiny Dancer represents a pretty standard layout for the Hylas 49, starting with the VIP forward master with ensuite access to the guest head forward, adjacent to which is the guest cabin. We're going to take a look at those here later. We've got our main salon here with settee, port and starboard, nav station, passageway galley, and a sizable aft master stateroom with private head. So we're going to start here in the main salon, take you through each section, show you some of the main highlights and features of Tiny Dancer. First off, I just want to point out how stunning the interior on this boat is. The hand rubbed satin finish on the teak is in perfect condition. There is not a blemish anywhere. As I've said, this boat will survey out in absolute Bristol condition. She's got louvered cabinetry here with a nice style and rounded edges, pretty traditional teak. Absolutely beautiful. We have a full-length settee here, which makes for a great sea berth. It does pull out about another 9 inches here, so it can be a little bit of a wider berth when you would like. There are provisions here for pad eyes, for lee cloths, for when you're offshore sailing. Here we have our L-shaped settee. Lots of storage both behind and underneath. Good deep cabinets. Lots of spare parts here. We've got some medical equipment, some offshore safety gear. Everything you need is aboard. Air conditioning controls for our 3-zone Dometic cruise air conditioning system. We have a unit here, forward, and in the master stateroom. Take a look at this salon table. It's just absolutely stunning. The quality of the Hylas joinery is just unmatched. And the condition of this varnish is perfect. Now, the nice thing about this table is it can be obviously set up for dining. You can configure it here for cocktails, like this. You can also drop this down with this adjustable stainless steel base and convert it into a berth. I don't think anyone's ever slipped on this salon table, given the way it's conditioned. There's also this additional seat here that's on track, so this can push in right up to the base. But you can see there's a lot of passageway here when you're moving about the boat. Good visibility. I always like these bookshelves here. Good cabinets. Loads and loads of cruising gear and parts. Trust me, this boat might look like a dock queen, but it is absolutely loaded to the gills. I also love these big salon windows. Gives you lots of natural light coming through. Fills the boat. There's excellent ventilation with port lights and opening deck hatches. Again, those are high quality manship. These are teak trimmed. And I mean, ordinarily you see this all washed out and UV damaged. There is not a single drop of water that I think has ever come through that hatch. It's just in stunning condition. Same thing along these window sills here. That varnish is just like the day it came from the factory. All right, we're gonna go and take a look here in the galley, and I'm gonna point out some of the key features. Lots of cabinet space here. You can see these cabinets are good, nice and deep. Quality on the joinery, again. You can see this is not just some prefab cabinetry. Hylas builds these boats one at a time. Traditional stick-built construction here on the 49. Every piece of wood is picked out by the master carpenter. The coring here is in excellent condition. Good deep refrigerators and freezers. Get a bunch of bottles of water in there. This is obviously top loading as well as front loading. There's a lot of room in these refrigerator and freezers. Here's the controls for them back here. Got a nice little spice rack. Built-in knife rack here. There's a brand new microwave. It's never been used. Force 10 propane stove. Looks like it's never seen a meal. Although I know it has, but it just speaks to how well this boat's been kept. We're going to get into the mechanical access here, but you can see there's access here. A bunch of little drawers. Knickknacks around the galley. Little sponge locker here. Split basin stainless steel sink with a pull-out faucet. There we go. There is a foot pump here, so there's a manual foot pump. I believe that's salt water here. This is always a clever little feature here. There's a built-in cutting board. And it stows away. Rubbish bin. Again, lots and lots of storage space. And everywhere you go is fiddled surfaces. So everywhere on the boat, every surface is fiddled. Makes for a very strong handhold. Moving about this boat, whether it's up on deck or down below, you can have so much confidence. All right, we're going to take a look back here in the master stateroom. Here's our master stateroom here. Centerline queen island style berth. We've got great storage here. Tall hanging lockers. And then over here we have a dressing seat. The upholstery, perfect condition. One of the things I'll show you here, all the doors have lock and latches. The interior of these cabinets are all cedar lined. They're obviously louvered here. Nice thing about that is you put anything wet or damp, it won't grow and get mildewy because the louvers provide a lot of natural ventilation. You have opening port lights here behind the berth. Beautiful views. If you open these two port lights and that forward hatch, you get amazing, amazing breezes through the boat. This upholstery here, this is all Ralph Lauren. It's designer upholstery. It's brand new. It was about $3,000. It's never been slept in. It's in all the cabins. Really, really beautiful and handsomely appointed boat. Dressing mirror here on the master head door. We're gonna go ahead and look in the master head. Now, the current owner replaced the heads to the tune of about $18,000 to these really nice Raritan Marine Elegance full-size freshwater electric flush heads. Easy cleanup, non-skid here in the head instead of a teak floor. This is really easy to clean. Looks beautiful. High quality Formica here, so it's all high gloss. Cleans up really, really well. Single basin, towel racks. You got a nice mirror here. It's in great shape. Again, you've got opening port lights all throughout the boat. I'm going to step through the shower, which is another nice feature I'm going to tell you about in a second. But all these fixtures, there's no pitting, there's no rust, there's no corrosion. It is just in stunning condition. There's a fold-down teak seat here. You can see there's a solid glass door, teak framing, solid teak grate down here with a sump. That all goes into a gray water tank that gets directed overboard, so there's no filling your bilge with water. The nice thing about this passageway here, this second passageway, is first off, if anyone's ever cooked in the narrow galley here, passageway galley, needing to get into the aft cabin, it's a bit of a hassle to kind of have to shuffle back and forth. So having a second passageway here really makes it nice so that you don't have to disturb anybody that's in the galley. Additionally, because this passageway leads right back into the shower and the aft head, if it's foul weather out, it's rainy, it's nasty, you can come straight down the companionway here, make a left into the shower here, and lose your sopping wet foulies without tracking water all over the boat. That's a really nice design layout on this boat. All right, we're here at the nav station. We've got all of our electrical panels here. The wiring behind it is just stunning. It's super high quality, really well organized. Brand new Fusion stereo here. That's all tuned in throughout the boat. There's lots of zones. Nice. Now there are 4 zones throughout the boat. So there's the main salon, the master, there's the aft deck, and then there's the forward cabin as well. Here we go. We got a Raymarine chart plotter here. There's only 303 hours on this Northern Lights 6 kW generator. There's about 1,000 on the 75 horse Yanmar turbo diesel. VHF with AIS. I mean, all the cruising gear. This nav seat does pull out here, and then down below you have your master switches here for your primary port and starboard winches, as well as your battery bank breakers. Nice bifold desk, lots of storage inside, plenty of outlets here for charging, good deep cabinets. I like this little locker here. This is actually a bit of a chart locker, so you got all your charts in here. It's also a great place to store your diagrams. Now, this boat comes with laminated diagrams for every system here. There's the fuel, the water, here's the electrical, that's the battery charging system, winch wiring diagram. Everything is super well labeled and organized, and this obviously conveys with the boat. If you're curious, there's 145 gallons of fuel and 250 gallons of fresh water, as well as the high capacity water maker, which we'll see when we get into the forward cabins. Okay, we're gonna make our way forward here. We're gonna go straight to the VIP cabin, and then we'll work our way back. Again, when you have guests aboard, you want them to feel comfortable. This is a full beam V-berth, so you can see how wide that berth is. I mean, it's really, really nice to have a place to be able to make your guests feel at home. You know, you arguably don't want them to stay too long, but when you want them aboard, you want them to enjoy themselves. Lots of storage here outboard. A great overhead hatch. Again, all teak trimmed. Varnish is perfect. No crazing whatsoever. Nice tall hanging locker here. Good storage here under the berth. This is where the owner kind of stores a lot of the tools, some spare parts. Really good storage space. Here's your breaker for your bow thruster, as well as your electric furling head unit. Got a bank of 3 drawers, additional cabinets, little nightstands here. You can see there's 12-volt fans all throughout the boat, as well as these reading lights. Outlets everywhere. Very, very well laid out. We're going to take a look here at the forward head. Now again, there's in-suite access here, so you have a bit of privacy for your guests. There's obviously a teak shower sump down there. Again, freshwater electric fresh toilet, that's brand new. This is this shower here. You can see the shower curtain installs here, and you can enclose this area. There is a fold down teak shower seat here over the toilet. And then you've got your pull out, your handheld shower faucet here. You got your vanity, single basin sink, and all your access to your plumbing. I do want to show you, I mean, there's a little bit of clutter in here right now, but I mean, the hoses, everything, you know, there's not a smell anywhere on the boat. It's just pretty impressive to see a boat this clean. Okay, we're going to take a look at the guest cabin now. Here in the guest cabin, we have it's a large single berth here, but this lower section here, this does pull out about an extra foot and can convert this into a double. So it's a pretty versatile third cabin. Oftentimes, of course, this winds up as storage, but you know, when you're long distance cruising and passage making, storage is certainly a premium, and this is the perfect place for it. So you have outboard cabinetry. Obviously, air conditioning is vented into here. It's shared with the VIP cabin. You've got portholes here, a large opening manship hatch, lee cloth provisions here as well. And then you've also got a lot of storage space underneath. So this is a large storage cabinet here. And below the berth, we have our water maker. The installation on this is really, really clean. A lot of room in here, but this is a great spot. Easy access to your membranes, all your systems, very well organized. Okay, from the guest cabin, we're going to come back through the forge passageway where we've got this great mast locker here. Let me walk around on this side. You can see it a little bit better. So you can see just how clean inside of this mast locker is. I mean, all the way down, it's just spotless. Now, this is a Selden extruded aluminum rig. It is an ICW friendly rig, which is great because it gives you a lot of versatility coming up and down the East Coast. All right, we're going to wrap up our tour here by taking a look at the mechanicals. This is our primary access here at the front end of the companionway, which shows us our Yanmar 75 horsepower turbo diesel common rail engine. It is super clean. Normally I open up these engine compartments and there's belt dust everywhere and it smells like diesel and there's oil just strewn everywhere throughout, but it's spotless. I mean, there's not a speck of rust on the engine mounts. Here we can see this is our Balmar. This let's see, that's a 160 amp 12 volt primary alternator. There's a 60 amp secondary alternator. So this is going to be for our house bank. That's going to be for our start batteries. You got dual Raycor filters here. So nice feature there is if you're cruising and you pick up bad fuel or your engine starts to bog down a little bit, you can switch over to your secondary Raycor here and keep on humming, and then change out the Raycor here when you get to safe harbor or anchorage. Fire bowls on that for ABYC. There's also a switch here for your secondary water pump. So it is a blue water cruising boat. Despite her appearance as a dock queen, this boat's really well set up. Nice thing there is if your primary fails, you have backup. You also have engine start-stop switch here. There's a 12-volt DC outlet as well as a GFI 120-volt AC outlet if you're going to be using power tools. We're going to see it in a second here, but we can start to see our generator. That is a Northern Lights 6 kW generator. Like I said, it's got 303 hours on it. There is additional access right here. And your primary access for oil changes and such is right here. So what we can see here, we can see our oil change pump that is plumbed to the engine, transmission, and generator. Again, everything is very, very clean. This gives us some access to our generator, though the primary service side is going to be on the other side here, but we can see there's our Mamba torque tube steering system, our autopilot drive units down there. Just everything's in really good condition. There's not a speck of rust on a hose clamp. Okay, we're going to take a quick look here. We're obviously back here on the aft head, and this is where our primary access is going to be for our generator and our water heater. So this is a Northern Lights 6 kW. There's 303 hours on it. It's in great condition, regularly serviced, very lightly used. Torrid 10-gallon stainless steel water heater. Ordinarily, I see these water heaters and you see, rust and corrosion, water droplets, signs of leaks. It's nothing. I mean, it looks like the day it came from the factory. All the vented loops, no signs of leaking, just not a drop. And there's no smells or odors anywhere in this boat. It is as close to new as you can find. I'd like to thank you for allowing me the opportunity to give you this virtual tour here of Tiny Dancer 2020 Hylas 49, hull number 68, last of its kind. 48 or the Hylas 49 is it's one of the most legendary boats out on the water. Critics rave about it, sailors dream about it. This is undoubtedly one of the best boats that Hylas Yachts has ever built. I can't say enough about its condition. Absolutely Bristol, 10 out of 10. It's one of the cleanest boats I've ever had the pleasure to represent. Again, my name is Josh McLean with David Walters Yachts. Please feel free to reach out to me. My cell number is 616-204-9658. You can also reach me at josh@davidwaltersyachts.com or check out our website, www.davidwaltersyachts.com. Thanks again, and I'll talk to you soon.